There we go. Holy moly. It's calling me. Let's go. Hello?
I'm here to help, but I haven't heard back from you yet. Is this a better time to chat about your white Tesla with plate 12345 parked on Main Street? If you're not available right now, I can call back later.
I'm available. What's up with that one?
Great. Quick check. Are you the owner of the white Tesla with plate 12345
Yeah.
on Main Street? Thanks for confirming. I'm sorry to say your white Tesla with plate 12345 has been towed by Retell Towing. Please come to collect ASAP to avoid additional parking fees.
Voice agents. I think this has been long overdue. In the next few minutes, we are going to be building our very first automated voice agent from scratch in the cheapest and easiest way possible. And my only goal at the end of this video is for you to thank me for introducing voice AI, because I think this is one of the skills as an automation specialist that you can really produce results for a business. There's a ton of business use cases that I'll be showing you, and not a lot of people know about this. So grab your popcorns, let's start automating. So for this one, we are going to be using three main tools. Number one, Retell AI, Twilio for our phone numbers, and N8N to do the automations. But the main brains of all of this is going to be Retell AI. So you got to go to retellai.com, sign up for an account, and you don't even need a credit card for this one. So once you're done signing up for an account, you get automatically $10 worth of credits for free, and that's already enough for you to get started. So you can build agents, you can add your knowledge bases. So if you've got like documents or any sort of like files that you want the AI to know of, you can add that on knowledge base. And of course, you gotta have like a phone number. But in order for you to test Retail AI out, you don't even need any of those. So once you're in the homepage, just click on create an agent. It's either a voice or chat agent. For voice agent, you've got four types: conversation flow agent, single prompt agent, multi-prompt agent, and custom LLM. Now, conversation flow agent, maybe in simple terms, it's where you can have like this one prompt that you can structure the whole conversation. Whereas the single prompt agent is just for smaller types of, and the multi prompt is like if you've got like an intro, you've got like a flow essentially, like a script that you've got to follow. It's just gonna be multi prompt agent. But the beauty of this is that for every type of agent, you already have like a set of templates to choose from. So for this demonstration, let's just go with single prompt agent and let's choose notification. So I think this is like the simplest one. And here is your voice AI builder. You can see at the left side, it's just the main prompt. And then you can also modify the model that you'll be using. So for this purpose, let's choose GPT-5 Nano. I think it's the cheapest and like the most flexible and basically the smartest, smallest model, in my opinion. Next, you also have the ability to choose the voice, right? So it's the beauty of like retail is that it's already connected to 11 Labs, which has a library of the most human sounding voices that you can choose from. So for example, Zuri, I don't know if you hear that, but Zuri just spoke and you can use that voice. And depending on the business or the use case, you can select from either one of them. But in this case, let's just go with the standard CMO. And then it can even speak in different languages, which is really cool. Next, you can also select the welcome message. So, for example, who messages first? Is it going to be the AI or the user? And then you can even customize it or be a dynamic message. So, right now, it's a custom message, and this is like the first thing that the AI will say. The only things that you need to know on the remaining left side is that, as you can see, it will automatically give you an estimate of how much you are going to be spending for every minute that you are in talks with the AI. So it's 0.073 per minute, which is really cheap. And then 820 to 1000 milliseconds latency. You would ideally want this to be under 1000 milliseconds, which is like 1 second. I think that's acceptable, right? It's hard to communicate with someone if the latency is 2, 3, 5 seconds. And I don't know, like it's just me, but 1000 is going to be the sweet spot. And then 376 to 666 tokens if you are, into calculating the cost of the AI, right? It's automatically going to compute depending on your prompt. Next, you've got a couple of like things that you can configure with your AI. Number one is functions. I don't want to get into the details with this one, but you can use or add capabilities for your agent. For example, since we cannot if you want to have the AI end the call on its own, we've given it the end call function, right? And it's as easy as putting a name and description. So hang up the call. But For example, you've got the AI isn't actually able to know the current time. So you can add like a function that goes to, for example, N8N to fetch the current time for a specific area or location. And then it can also transfer the call to another person, even to another agent, and then check calendar availability. Right now, I think it's only available for cal.com. And this one is, I think, like very few systems have press digit. So if you've ever like encountered wherein you're in a call and they're prompting you to like type in a specific number, you can do that here as well, and then send SMS and so on. Like you can even add custom functions, which we can like dive deeper later. But for now, let's leave it at end call. Then of course knowledge base. Let's say you've got like a PDF that you want to reference, a PDF of all the information of your business, of our contacts, and anything that the agent would need. You can configure that in the knowledge base. Next, here's the speech settings, which is really cool because the first one here is the background sound. You can actually add background noise so that when they're listening, it's not totally quiet and it just gives that extra bit of human touch. I usually like static noise, sometimes coffee shop or not conventional, but yeah, call center. So they know or that they feel that they are really speaking to another person. Next, responsiveness. So this determines how fast the AI is supposed to like talk back after the user is done talking. So I think one is already good. The more you reduce it, the more it affects the configuration here above. Next, interruption sensitivity. So for example, when the AI is talking, if you set it as zero point 0.9, the moment that it hears a sort of noise, sort of sound, is going to automatically get quiet. So sometimes we would like to reduce this because sometimes, static noise, background noise can interrupt the AI from speaking and it just makes it a little weird. So let's put it at point 0.8. And then enable back channeling is where you can configure your AI to be like, oh, got that. Oh, like it can respond while the user is talking, right? So you can add back channeling to your AI as well. Next is speech normalization. It converts text elements like numbers, currency, and dates into human-like spoken forms. So sometimes you would want to do this, for example, especially with phone numbers. And then what else? Like pronunciation. If you've got like a word and a pronunciation that is specific to your location, because sometimes our accents differ and it produces a different sound for every word. So you can set that all here in the pronunciation. But I think this should be good for now. Let's move on to real-time transcription settings. So you can also configure the transcription. For example, remove the noise and the background speech. And then you can also optimize for speed or optimize for accuracy. And then, yeah, you can even boost some keywords so that the AI is able to like transcribe it properly. Because sometimes, for example, when I say N8N, the AI is able to transcribe that as N8N, which sometimes looks and reads weird in transcriptions. Next is call settings. So if it has voicemail detection built in, for example, if the voicemail, if the phone number we're calling goes to voicemail, our AI is able to like hang up immediately and not just talk and talk, thinking it's a human. Next, yeah, keypad input detection and call on silence. So this one, if the silence is over probably like, I don't know, 5 minutes, the AI should end the call, as well as max call duration. I wouldn't want the AI to be calling another person for a whole hour. That's just gonna make it super expensive for us. So let's limit it to 5 minutes. And then ring duration 30 seconds. Post call analysis is where you can specify what are the details that we are supposed to get out from the call. For example, we are calling 1,000 numbers and we just want to get their email, their phone number, and their details that we can put into our contact lists. We can, for example, as you can see here, detailed call summary. This is the summary of the call. Save. And then we can even specify the model to be used. And next are the security and fallback settings. You can like read all through this. And this is the most important one, right? After the call, you can send a webhook to say, for example, NNN and get details from the call. So I'm going to show this later. You know what? Let's go to NNN, create workflow. So whether you're using Make, Zapier, or NNN, just find the one that says on webhook call, get the production URL, click on post, copy the URL, save, and then activate this. Yeah, and then let's go back to this one, paste it here, and boom. Later, we're gonna test this out, and we're gonna see what that looks like. And then lastly, you can even integrate MCPs, which is super cool. That means you can have the agent connect and talk to your Google Calendar, Gmail, or whatever platform that you want to connect, as long as there is MCP capabilities. And I'm not gonna get that into that in this video, but I think we're ready to test this out. So the way that you're gonna test it is all on the right side. You can either test through chat or test through voice. So in this case, let's try testing our agent. I have not like modified any of the prompt, but let's see. Yes, it's a good time to talk. Oh yeah, that's mine. Right. So for some reason, it just hanged up on me, but like, just from that alone, right, we were able to test it out, and I wanted to test it, interrupting it and asking it a bunch of questions, but you can do that on your own. Just know that it is now working. All right. And we can now hit publish. You can put any other name here and then assign it to an outbound phone number or an inbound phone number, depending on like if you're gonna be receiving calls or we are gonna be the one doing the calls. But actually, I don't have a phone number yet. And that leads us to the next part of the tutorial, which is us buying our own phone number. So for now, let's just click on publish. You don't need like a phone number right now. Let's go back. And there we go. Let's go to phone numbers. By the way, before you even start buying a phone number, you gotta connect your credit card or I don't know if like debit cards work here. You're not gonna be charged yet. So right now I still have $9.85 worth of credits, and we are gonna buy our own phone number. And look how much it is. It's just $2 per month. So let's pick any number here. Let's choose this one. So after this, we are gonna be buying another number through Twilio because I actually live outside of the US and I'm not gonna be able to like test this out on my own. I need to have a way in order to know or like just interact with it in some way. There we go. So we've got a phone number. I don't know if I got charged already with that one. You need to like verify your identity to make outbound calls. So I'm just gonna start this, and it's by persona, which means it's gonna be super easy. Will only take you a couple of minutes. All right, I just got my persona set up. And if you go back to phone numbers, there we go. So we can make an outbound call. Verified phone number. All right, so you can set the call agent that is assigned to this specific number. So since we only have one voice AI agent set up, that's the only one that we can use. Now, in order for us to be able to test this out, this is where Twilio comes in. So Twilio is where we will be able to buy our phone number, specifically a US phone number, and have it forward over to our phone number wherever you are living in. And I'm going to show you step by step on how to do that because actually I have not yet bought a phone number here. So once you like go to Twilio, you're going to create your own account, right? And then you're going to go here to this page, create your account, and then you're going to go to the manage phone numbers and then buy a number. When you sign up for free on Twilio, you actually get a $15.50 free of worth of credits. And as we can see, a phone number is just $1.15 monthly fee. And if we try and buy one, as you can see, you're not going to be able to immediately send SMS and MMS using this phone number, but that's not the problem. We just want to know if we're able to accept calls and then forward it over to our actual phone. So let's try and buy this one. It's $1.15 monthly fee. There we go. So that should have like deducted about $1.15 to our. There we go. Once you see that, just go to active numbers. You're gonna see the active numbers here. Click on it, and once you see this, you're almost there. Right? You're next gonna be going around this routing area, and I'll show you after you configure it here. Just type in studio, and then I've already created one, but create a new flow. You can say incoming call as well, incoming call too. Start from scratch, and I promise you, it's not you don't need to memorize everything here. But what we're doing is every time that we are receiving a call on the phone number that we just bought, we are going to connect the call to our phone number. So drag this incoming call to this node, and then click on this, and then can configure this one, but just click on single number. And you are now going to type in the number that can accept calls. And make sure to use the plus E 1.6 164 format, which just means that it's the country code plus your phone number. And after that, just click on save and then go back to the home page. Go back to active numbers. Go back to the number that you just bought, right? Oh, actually, it's here. Voice configuration. Call comes in. Click on Studio Flow. Select a flow. Incoming call to. Click on save. All right, so I did a bit of researching and it turns out that you do need like an upgraded Twilio account. So Twilio itself already gave us the warning placing verification calls is not supported on trial accounts. Please upgrade your account first or switch over to verification via text. So it's either we upgrade or we verify through our number. Right. So if you're gonna go and upgrade your account, you actually gotta go through like verification process again. Same thing that we did a while ago with Persona. You gotta like take a picture of your ID and then give your address, probably because they want to avoid spammers and scammers on the platform. So, which is very much reasonable. We're going to go to billing details. Let's see how much. There we go. So, once you've provided your address and then you go to this page, which is fund your account, you do need to enter like from $20 to $2,000. So, let's put in 20. And if you have a promo code, you could probably do that. I would probably not advise you to click on this one because every time your balance goes low, it's gonna automatically add $20 again, which is I don't like. All right, so we were just charged $20. So our running total for this whole thing was $20 for Twilio, and then $2 for Retell AI phone number, and then like I think since we have like free credits here, this doesn't count. So $22 in total. You also have the option to pay using credit card or PayPal. Oh my goodness, I forgot to click on publish. So don't forget to click on publish on this one. And then let's try another one. All right, so I looked at it and as you can see, the call completed, but the problem was it got failed on dialing from this one to this one. You need to like enable your country before you even start forwarding calls. So once you go to voice settings and then geo permissions, you're going to search the country you are in. In my case, I'm in the Philippines. And then you're just going to enable this here. Click on save, both in low risk and high risk. So I've enabled mine. There we go. Holy moly. It's calling me. Let's go. Hello?
I'm here to help, but I haven't heard back from you yet. Is this a better time to chat about your white Tesla with plate 12345 parked on Main Street? If you're not available right now, I can call back later.
I'm available. What's up with that one?
Great. Quick check. Are you the owner of the white Tesla with plate 12345
Yeah.
on Main Street? Thanks for confirming. I'm sorry to say your white Tesla with plate 12345 has been towed by Retail Towing. Please come to collect ASAP to avoid additional parking fees. Our office is at 213 2nd Street and we're open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The vehicle parking fee is $50 per day and the towing fee is $600. Do you have any questions I can help with?
Yeah, no questions for now.
I'm glad you're with me. I've shared that your white Tesla with plate 12345 has been towed. Please come to collect ASAP to avoid extra fees. Our office at 213 2nd Street, open long 395. Towing fee $600, parking fee $1.50.
That just repeated itself, but holy moly, we're able to do it. I mean, that's just the challenge if you live in another country and you don't have a US phone number. But if you are located in the US, you won't have like to deal with Twilio and all the other stuff that we just talked about. But I mean, you can imagine, right? Later after this, like we're gonna build an N8N workflow to do this from scratch. You might have like list of phone numbers that you are willing to dial, and instead of hiring like a call center, which will cost you a lot, you can just go to Retail AI, and it sounds human. I think you can imagine the capabilities with this, the functionalities, business use cases. Following that call, I just noticed that the latency between me speaking and the AI was kind of large because of probably like the call forwarding from the US to my Philippine phone number. But like, I mean, it's working, right? Next, we are gonna now go to some even cooler stuff. For example, I told you, what if, right? What if you've got a list of Google Sheets phone numbers and then you want to dial them all one by one? Well, they've got this like built in batch calling. And if you create a batch call, you can just upload the CSV that you need to call, and then it's automatically gonna go and do it here. But another solution is to have like this Google Sheet that will act as like your main directory, and then through N8N we will be able to dial them one by one. And if you look at Retail AI N8N, the first one that comes up here is their own N8N application. So if you click on install app, right, and then just copy this one, go to your N8N. By the way, the calls that we did a while ago was registered here on our webhook. If we look at the data, there we go. So the transcript, all the other ones like timestamp, and even the freaking words that were spoken for every second are found here. There's so many pieces of data that you are able to like use. But let's go to settings, community nodes, install. There we go. So I think I've got mine set up. Let's try and go back here. Let's try and search retail. Oh my goodness, it took me quite a while. But for some reason, I can't search for it. But if you look at the actions in an app, there's a Retell AI here. And create a phone call. And then you're just gonna like put the number here. For example, we're gonna get this number again. And let's say, you've got, again, before this, you would have a Google Sheet node, and wherein you're going to get the rows in a sheet every 9 a.m. And for each row in the sheet, it's gonna create a phone call with the agent in place to remind them of their billing, to ask them of questions, to gather lead information. You don't need a cold caller anymore. You just need Retail AI. So let's just test it out. Credentials need to have like an API key. If you go here, go to settings, API keys. You're just gonna add a key, and then click on create. Right. I'm gonna copy this one, save, and I think we should be good to go. From phone number, it's already automatically able to fetch all the available phone numbers in our retail account. And boom, if you click on this, theoretically, we should be able to receive another phone call. Oh, there we go. Invalid phone number format must be in E.164. So I think it's because we have spaces here. And save it. Boom. Hopefully it works. Come on. Every time someone calls, oh, there we go. Hello.
Okay. I'm glad you picked up. Is this a good time to talk?
So there we go. Um, I think you can see the possibilities are basically endless now with voice agents. Now that you've got retail, and actually I've found one or a couple of, like, if you search for retail AI and then templates, there are a couple here. For example, this one, build an AI powered phone agent with retail, Google Calendar, and RAG. I'm not gonna read all of that. As you can see, there's a bunch of templates, but there's one particular template that I want to show you, which is connected to the one I've been telling you a while ago. So remember when I told you that you can add custom functions to your agent. For example, as simple as being able to tell or give the agent the exact time and date of this location. So we can add a custom function. And first, we gotta copy this one, copy template, go here. We're just gonna delete this for now. Once we copy that, so we can now replace this part of whatever logic we have for whatever function that we want to give the AI agent to have. So this is our webhook, and we're gonna get the production URL. Let's go to retail, put the API endpoint there, and after that, you can even put the parameters and so on. But the most important one is this endpoint. Now we just need to configure it to be able to give it a date and time. So replace me, set response. So can we actually, booking has been confirmed. Oh, so instead of your booking has been confirmed, we can add this one, make it an expression. Hold on. So yeah, I didn't want to mess with that one. I'm just gonna add like a date and time node between this one. Get current date. Just put this as response. And then boom. You can now save it and activate it. Now, whenever the agent wants to get the date and time, it can do so. All right. Got invalid tool name, get date and time tool. Must be all right. We can't put any spaces. Get date and time. There we go. So we've now given it the function, and then we can now add it here. Uh, at the beginning of the call, always call get date and time to get the current date and time, especially if they ask for it. So with that simple tweak, whenever we test this out, how about we test it out right now? So what's the date and time? So there's a problem with this one. As we can see, there's a bunch of errors. Let's see what the error is. Unused respond found in the workflow. All right, so I found the problem because I used a template. You gotta read it as well. Just choose using respond to webhook node here. A while ago it was immediately. So every time the webhook gets called, it's gonna respond immediately. And we don't want that. We want to use the respond to webhook, which is this one. So now let's save it and let's test it out. Yeah. But before that, what's the date and time today? So as we can see, you can now add any function that you choose as long as you've configured the logic here in. We created one that just fetches the date and time, but I think you can imagine, for example, the AI being able to automatically book the calls, to add Google Sheet rows, to fetch data from various sources, to do some research. Imagine if you got like a lead generation setup wherein your cold caller immediately does the searching of this company beforehand before it even like tries to get in a call, so that in that way you're able to get fresh and updated data. Like this is just the power of AI. And finally, the one that I want to show you was, let's say you're done with a call, right? I've got this previous workflow that just accepts the call. So here's our previous call, and we've got the transcript and then the date time. All right. So I'm gonna copy this to the editor, connect it to my sheets, and then append or update row in sheet. We're gonna use my other Google Sheet. So I chose my Google Sheet called voice calls and then the first sheet. So I've got four columns: time, summary, first name, number. So if we look at the data that we just got, the agent name, this is not the one, but start timestamp, transcript, summary, call cost. You can even record that. Call analysis. Oh, there we go. Detailed call summary. You can put that here. And then we can put the transcript anywhere here. For the number, I can't actually like find it, but I think you get the point, right? We're gonna run this. The column to match on parameter is required. So time, it doesn't matter. Just want to test it out. Boom. So now if we look at this one, every time that we're gonna get on a call with the agent, or the agent gets in a call, it's automatically gonna go to the N8N workflow right after the call, put in the transcript and then the summary, and that just works 24/7 without you even having an actual person doing the call. So, like, I think this was super cool, and I think you can get a lot of ideas just from this video. The last one that I want to know is, how much did we spend on this one? There we go. So we're in Twilio, and my available funds is $19.28. I think my free trial credits got overwritten by my $20 top up, and then for retail, if you go here, we've got $7.53 left on our free credits. Upcoming invoice is $2. So in total, with that limited testing, we spent around, I don't know, $2 and a couple of cents. So very cheap, and you can now showcase this to multiple people. I think they will be amazed with this one. So hope you like this again. Thanks for watching. Bye.